Hey everybody, welcome back to the War Boss Fitch channel, and today we are going to be looking at the Ossified Undead. And for the Ossified Undead, OPR has not yet released any models for them, so we are once again going to be digging into Games Workshop to show some models that you can use for your Ossified Undead force. But first, we're going to get into the rules. So this is the brick of text for the rules for the Ossified Undead. One thing that is not on this chart here is that most of your army is slow. That means you're going to be moving slower than usual, hence the name. Instead of moving 6 inches and 12 inches when you charge, you're going to be moving 4 inches and 8 inches when you charge. But as you can see here on this list, with Swift and Unstoppable, there are ways to get around that rule by either a piece of equipment with Swift or a unit upgrade with Unstoppable. And then the next big thing with the army that you're going to see I messed up during this battle report is Undead. Now let's go over Undead real quick. Whenever a unit where most models have this rule fails a morale test that causes it to be shaken or routed, the test counts as passed instead. Then roll as many dice as the number of wounds it would take to fully destroy it. And for each result of 1 to 3, the unit takes 1 wound, which can't be ignored. And what that means is if you have a monster that started with like 12 wounds, it has 7 wounds left, and it failed a morale test, then you would roll 5 dice, and every 1 to 3, it would take a wound. For multi-model units with a character, add up all the wounds left. Say you have 4 models and a character with toughness 3, you would roll 7 dice. And then thirdly, the big rule for this army is Ossified. When units where all models have this rule take hits, those hits count as having AP -1 to a minimum of AP 0, meaning that your units are going to be a little tankier than they normally would be. Everything else is either a character rule or something attached to 1 or 2 models. We'll go over them as we see them. So let's look at these spells. Again, we're just going to go over the buffs and debuffs. Offensive spells do offensive things. They do what they say. First one we're going to look at is Enslave 1. Target enemy unit with an 18 gets -1 to hit rolls next time it fights in melee. And then we'll hop right over to Drain. Target 2 enemy units with an 18 get -1 to hit rolls next time they shoot. So 2 of the spell slots in this army are dedicated to debuffs of the enemy, and you can completely shut down enemy units using these spells on them. So not only do you get the Ossified rule just to be a little bit tankier, but you can use some magic to make sure the enemy doesn't even hit you in the first place. And the third spell in the buff slot is Command. Target 2 friendly units within 12, move +2 next time they advance, or +4 next time they rush and charge. That takes your slow units up to normal speed, and anything at normal speed turns them into a fast unit. So not the greatest spell list we've seen, but it does have the theme of these being the tankier undead built right into it. So let's go ahead and look at some units. And this is one of the smaller armies in the game. There are only 9 different units in the army. So everything serves its own purpose because these units do what they are meant to do. So let's start off with the Herald of Death, our first hero model. Quality 4, defense 4, hero, ossified, slow, toughness 3, undead, and war aspect. When in melee, roll 1 die and apply 1 bonus to all models with this rule. On a 1 to 3, your attacks get rending, or on a 4 to 6, your attacks get AP 1. Comes with a hand weapon with 3 attacks with poison. Another big aspect of this army is you are going to see lots of poison. And not only does it make the enemy reroll armor saves of a 6, but it also shuts down any regeneration your enemy might have. So we have some unit buffs here. We have Spell Reaper for arcane power. When this model and its unit take a wound, roll a dice. On a 6, it is ignored. If the wound is from a spell, then it is ignored on a 2+ instead. So it's just another layer of defenses. It's an additional defense roll on top of what you already get. Lord of Bone gives eternal duty. This model and its unit get furious, and they only take wounds from undead on rolls of 1 to 2. If they already had furious, they get extra hits from furious on unmodified rolls of 5 to 6 instead. So not only does this give us double plus furious, but also affects the undead rule, making you not only angrier, but also tankier. And the next rule is High Liege, giving unstoppable. And that's one of the rules we showed that lets this model and its unit ignore slow. Now you can replace the hand weapon with a halberd, dual hand weapon, great weapon, lance, or a spear. And you can upgrade it with a skeletal steed, giving impact 1 and swift, which also removes the slow rule, or a great steed, toughness +3, impact, and swift. So only having 2 heroes in this army, you are going to want to use these to sync into a squad to give off one of these 3 rules here. And whichever one you do is going to depend on what squad you put them with. As we go on, we'll build some squads out. Next unit is the Bone Master. Quality 4, defense 4, hero, ossified, slow, toughness 3, and undead. Comes with a hand weapon with 3 attacks. Now for the squad options, we have Lord of Bone for eternal duty. We've already talked about that. Trophy Banner with fear of 3. This model counts as having dealt +X wounds when checking who won melee. And in this case, it counts as doing 3 extra wounds to figure out who needs to take that morale test. Bone Shaper for Artisan of Shards, giving this model and its unit regeneration. And Soul Master for Caster 2, which is the only way in your heroes that you get access to the spell list. Then you can replace the hand weapon with dual hand weapons, lance, halberd, spear, or a great weapon. You can upgrade the character with a skeletal steed for impact 1 and swift, or a bone throne, giving arcane power and toughness 3. So you can get a bone master sitting on a bone throne, who is also the Lord of Bone. Really running on a theme with this character, but again, we'll build out some units with them later. Now we're going to go to our first multi-model unit, which is the Guardians. 10 of them in the squad, quality 4, defense 4. They have ossified, slow, and undead, and they all have 1 attack apiece with poison. And you can replace those hand weapons with a halberd or a spear. Halberd has rending, but also poison, and the spear has counter with poison. And you could take one of those hand weapons and give them a great weapon for 1 attack at AP2 with poison. And you can also do down here the command upgrade. And we'll go over it here for the first time. We have Sergeants, which one model gets +1 to hit. Musician, the unit can move an extra inch. And Banner, this unit gets +1 to morale test rolls. Some people swear by these. I don't, just because I forget. I put them in the army list, so they end up being wasted points for me. But in this case, you could go for a sergeant, and that would be the one that you give the great weapon to. So now that great weapon is hitting on a 3. So let's build out a squad real quick. So here I have built a absolute brick of a unit. 20 Guardians, all armed with spears. That gives them counters, so that means they're going to attack first, regardless if they're charged first or if they charge the enemy. And then up here, we have a Bone Master on a Bone Throne, giving out arcane power, giving you the 6-up extra save. And I've given them Artisan of Shards, meaning this unit gets regeneration. Now this was a toss-up for me between regeneration or undead rolls on 1 or 2. But because they have the spears with counter and they're still slow, I'm assuming that you're not the one that's going to be doing the charging. Things are going to be charging into you. So Furious is kind of a gamble on that one. So really it would just be the undead roll bonus we're looking for here at Eternal Duty. So that's why we went with Artisan of Shards, giving them all regeneration. So overall this unit has a 4-up defense, a 6-up save from arcane power, and then 5-up regeneration from the Artisan of Shards. So this is a unit that if you absolutely want to lock down part of the board, take this. The enemy is not shifting you for at least a few turns. Next unit is Death Riders. 5 of them in a squad, quality 4, defense 4, impact 1, ossified and undead. Now I haven't talked about impact yet. Roll X dice when attacking after charging. Unless you are fatigued, you don't get to use this. For each 2+, the target takes 1 hit. So in this case, every model in the unit, whenever they charge, on a 2+, the enemy just takes 1 hit at their base armor save. Free damage, pretty much. And they are all armed with hand weapons, 1 attack with poison. You replace all the hand weapons with lances, which will give you the lance rule. Whenever you charge, get +1 to hit and AP 1 in melee. Again, only when you charge. And then they have the command upgrade options. So here again, I've built a unit with these. For the unit itself, take a lance. Always take a lance. It's only 10 points. There's no reason not to. Combine the unit, take 10 of those, and then we have a Bone Master with a lance for 3 attacks. We put him on a skeletal steed so he can keep up with the unit. And in this case, I would take the Lord of Bone for eternal duty, making those furious. Because it's nice when you roll a 6 to know that it's not only 1 lance hit, it turns into 2. Next unit is the Stalkers. 3 of them in the unit, quality 4, defense 4, ossified, slow, toughness 3, undead, and war aspect. So these are chunky boys. They all come equipped with quad blades for 4 attacks AP 1, or you can switch out one of the dual blades with a dual falchion, 2 attacks AP 3 for 10 less points. Now I do like at least one option for a blender unit. And when I say blender unit, I mean low model count, high attack count. In here, 3 models with 4 attacks apiece. This is going to be the closest we get to a blender. Now building a unit, I don't see a reason to take a dual falchion. You're mostly going to be going after stuff that AP1 will focus on. That dual falchion just kind of splits the attention of the squad. And here we would go Bone Master, however you want to outfit them. And then the Eternal Duty, giving Furious, is a good choice for this squad because you're rolling more dice, which is just more of a opportunity to get 6s for Furious to tick off of. And then our last multi-model unit is Immortals. 3 of them in the squad, quality 3, defense 3, ossified, regeneration, slow, toughness 3, and undead. They come with heavy halberds for 3 attacks apiece, AP 1 with rending, and there are no upgrades to the unit. You get what you get. And here to build a unit, that choice again is up to you. You want to give them regeneration, you want to give them furious, you want to give them fear of 3, so they are most likely going to win most combats they get into, or even a caster. That one is up to you. The Immortals do fine on their own. They're going to do fine with any one of those upgrades. Throw on whatever you want. Next, into the monsters. Our first one is the Skeleton Horror. Quality 3, defense 3, fear of 1, flying, ossified, toughness 6, and undead. Goes with a heavy halberd for 6 attacks AP 1 with rending, or you can switch it out to a dual heavy hand weapon for 8 attacks at AP 1. I would switch out for the dual heavy hand weapon, turning this into a blender type unit. 190 points. It flies, it ignores terrain, throw it at the enemy. It has enough attacks coupled with fear that it should win whatever combat it gets involved with. The enemy is going to have to dedicate some resources to taking this thing down. And then the last monster is the Harvester Beast. Quality 4, defense 3, fear of 2, harvest bones, which it picks 2 friendly units within 12 and gives them regeneration. Ossified, regeneration on itself, slow, toughness 12, and undead. 6 attacks AP 2 from its mace arm, and 4 attacks AP 1 with stomp. You can switch out the mace arm with a sickle arm for 8 attacks with rending, and you can give it a breath attack with spew death. This monster is just going to be moving forward with your guardian squads, handing out regeneration if the character they're with did not take that as an option. It's going to be doing great stuck in combat with the rest of everything else with your guardians. It wants to live on the front line. And then the last unit in the army is the artillery. It is a crawler catapult. Quality 4, defense 4, entrenched, ossified, slow, toughness 3, and undead. And entrenched means It is -2 to hit from 9 inches away as long as it hasn't moved. It comes with a Cursed Skull, 4 shots, indirect poison from 36 inches, and 3 attacks with its crew. And then it can be upgraded with the Dread Cauldron, 1 attack, AP2, Deadly 6, and indirect. It's a 50-50 shot whenever you fire this thing, but this Deadly 6 puts it at 190 points, has the ability to put some hurt on some big things, and nothing else in the army really has that ability like this does. So 190 points for that coin flip, 50-50 shot every turn. It's not a bad investment. And so that's it for the Ossified Undead. That's all of their units. Now this is the part in the video where we go out in the garage and I show you a battle report. Now, in this battle report coming up, I made some mistakes and I left them in there and I'm poking fun at myself. It just goes to show that sometimes when you're just in the moment and having fun, you forget stuff. But anyway, let's go out there and have a game. Welcome out to the garage, everybody. This is the Ossified Undead list that I have put together for you today. Now, these are using the Eternal Legion models from Beastarium Minis. Let's go over the units real quick. We have 20 Guardians armed with spears, with a attached Herald of Death with the Unstoppable rule, so all of these ignore the slow rule. 5 Death Riders over here with lances with poison. 3 Stalkers right here. 3 Immortals that are also led by a Bone Master on a Bone Throne. 3 Skeletal Horrors back there. Those are all individual. And a Harvester Beast. So let's check out who they're playing against today. Taking them on today are the Shadow Stalkers. We have a Reaper Champion on a Flying Beast, 2 units of 10 Scourges, 2 Great Fiends, a unit of 3 Fiends, a Great Screecher, and a Blind Behemoth. And today, as a special treat for everybody, the Shadow Stalkers are going to be run by the Dice Goblin. So here is the table. We have 4 objectives spread across the board, quite a bit of line of sight blocking and difficult terrain. And yeah, we're going to set up the armies and then get right into it. So we are deployed. All of the Ossified Undead over here are pushing towards the flanks with some of the bigger stuff. And then we got the big brick of warriors right there in the middle. Maybe they're going to go contest over there. And then the Shadow Stalkers, there's not that many of them on the board. The 2 Great Fiends, they are in ambush. We're going to roll to see who goes first. We're going to roll right here. So rolling to see who goes first, the Ossified get a 4 and the Shadow Stalkers get a 6. Shadow Stalkers going to go first. So first activation of turn number 1, we're going to have these Fiends are going to go up to the edge of this building right here. Just like that. First activation for the Ossified Undead. Our Harvester is going to look over here and give this unit regeneration, and then it is going to take off up the field to right there. The Great Screecher is going to move forward to there and then throw some spells at the Harvester. So the Dice Goblin is going to throw Thorn Vines out, trying to put that on the big guy, and it goes off. So that is 6 hits. 3 up save. He's going to take 1, so that means big guy's down to 11. Next activation, the 20 Guardians and their squad leader, they're going to move forward like that. All right, we have a substitution at 11:59 p.m. Uncle C is taking over because the Dice Goblin is
shining.
He's being a Dice Goblin. He's chasing squirrels. So with the extra movement that the character has given the Flying Beast, it ends up there. The Immortals and the Bone Master, they are going to move forward as well to there. So the big blind guy is going to go right up the middle. Huzzah! Next are the Death Riders, like that. Next unit, the 10 Scourge, they are going to move forward towards the objective, like that, in a pretty neat conga line. The unit of Stalkers is going to move forward to there. And then the Scourges over on the home objective there, they're just going to hold. So that leaves the Shadow Stalkers done. The rest are the Ossified Undead, which leaves all 3 of the Skeleton Horrors. Now, they all have flying, and all 3 of them are going to be jumping there. So they're going to end up like that, and then we're going to do the combats one at a time to see what happens. So we're going to start off with the first Skeleton Horror. 8 attacks, AP 1, hitting on a 3. For 7 hits. So going to a 4 to save. And he's going to take 3. Now attacks back. So doing the great weapons first. Hitting on a 3. We got 1 hit. With Head Taker, it goes to AP 4. But with Ossified, it goes down to AP 3. Still moves it to a 6. That's 1 fail. Then Stomps and Claws on a 3. So we got 2 misses out of that. Head Taker takes that to AP 3, and then Ossified back down to AP 2, so saving on a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fails. And with only toughness 6, that'll be the first one gone. Now we move into the second one, and Flyboy is fatigued. 3 wounds on him so far. The second Skeleton Horror hitting on a 3. Saving on a 4. Saves them all. Now it's attacks back. Great weapon attacks. We got 1 hit. Saving on a 6. Fail. Rest of the attacks on a 6. For nothing. So morale test with the Skeleton Horror. It's going to pass. So this one falls back an inch and is down to 5 wounds left. Now we do it all over again. 8 attacks on a 3. For 6 hits. Save it on a 4. Saves them all. Uh-oh, this is not going the way I thought it was going to. Okay, with a great weapon, they all miss. And the rest of the attacks, we got 3 of those. Saving on a 5. He takes 2. So, morale test for that guy. And he is going to be stunned, because of course he is. Meaning he has to back up an inch, down to 4, and stunned. That was a great showing there, guys. So at the end of turn 1, with those Skeleton Horrors going terribly, why? Why is every time I have a plan, it falls apart? Just because it's my channel and the Dice Gods say, ha, you bet. So moving into turn number 2. So at the beginning of turn number 2, we have the ambushers. Both of the Great Fiends showed up. One here in the central objective, and the other one right here behind the Immortals. First activation, we got the Fiends. They're going to come around the building and charge into the Death Rider. Okay, hitting on a 4. Ooh, quite a bit. With Rending, so it's got 4 Rending hits here. So even with Ossified, those Rendings are going to go right to a 6, which they fail. And the other 2 attacks on a 4. They fail everything. Smash! So here in the center, the entire squad of Guardians, they are going to go in against that blind Bruiser. That took a minute, but they are going to look like that. We're going to move the camera to the other side for this. So with the whole squad able to get in there, it is 23 attacks hitting on a 4. For that many hits. Saving on a 3 with Poison. So we got to re-roll them 6s. So it's only 1 so far. Just the 1. Ah, crap. 3 attacks, blast 3. 2 hits. Ossified takes that down to AP 0, so saving on a 4. There goes 5. And the rest of the attacks. Yeah. Yeah. What's the AP on that? 2?
It's just 1. You're good.
Just 1? Okay, I still lost. I still lose 3. Oh. What's going on with me lately? So I lose 8. At least they pass their morale. So there are the dead, and then we got to back up an inch. Like that. So we got the Screecher is going to charge in, and then we're going to cast some Thorns at both of those squads. On a 4, and it goes off. On the Harvester, save it on a 3. And I failed 4. Really? Really? Taking it down to 7 wounds left. Oh, wait, I forgot. It's got regeneration. Okay. It gets 2 of them back. And then on the Immortals, saving out of 3, they're going to be good. Now the dual hand weapons are attacking. On a 4. 5 hits. Saving out of 3. With regen. Alright, we're good. The Harvester attacks back with his mace arm. 6 attacks, hitting on a 4. 2 hits. AP 2. There's 2 wounds. And then Stomp on a 4. Ooh, all 4 hit. AP 1. So it takes 2 more. Morale test for the Screecher, and he fails the morale test. So that Screecher, taking 4 wounds, is going to take off running. Next activation, the Immortals. They are actually out of range because they have a slow. So they are just going to march this direction and hang out right there. Ta-da! And then the Great Fiend is going to charge right in. So first we're going to do the Rending Claw, 4 attacks with Rending. Hitting on a 3, we got 3 hits. One of those was Rending, so it's 6, that's a fail. And then the rest save on a 3, 2 saves. And for the stomps, we got 1 hit. AP 1 goes away because of Ossified. It still goes through for 2 wounds. So for the second one, the regeneration can work. And it doesn't, because the first attack had Rending. So they have 2 wounds there. The Immortals are going to attack, hitting on a 3 with Rending. 4 regular hits, 1 Rending. Rending hit fails. The rest are AP 1. He's going to fail 2 more. And then the Bone Master hitting on a 4. 1 hit with another fail. So 4 to 2. Morale test for the Great Fiend. He passes. And I just realized I forgot the snare rule. So we're going to try to remember that as we go on. So back over here, our non-pinned skeleton horror is going to charge right back in. We're going to try again. 8 attacks, hitting on a 3. 4 hits. AP 1, saving on 4. Hey, we got 1 more. Leaving the hero on the flying beast at 11. His attacks back.
Great weapons.
Great weapons. 3 hits, 6 to save. Failed all 3. Ugh, 3 hits, or 3 misses. Saving on a 5. Oh, that'll do it. So, boop, another skeleton horror down. Here in the middle, the Blind Behemoth is attacking back into the spears. So they get to attack first. Let's charge them in. So 15 attacks. Because we have counter, we attack first. But it is on a 6 because of fatigued for only 2 hits. Saved on a 3. Ooh, with poison. Gotta re-roll those.
Never seen you so happy.
Yeah. It still passes. Oh, blast attacks on a 6 because everyone's fatigued. Miss. Rest of the attacks. 1 hit. 1 save because of Ossified. But because the Blind Behemoth has a fear ability, the skeletons pass their morale test. Over here, the Harvester is just going to go and put its butt on that objective. The second Great Fiend is just going to move dead center of the objective. Over again on this objective where all of the just bad dice happen. Bad dice happen here. The Stalkers are going to charge in. Ah! We'll give it a shot too. Ah! Now they have war aspects. We have to figure out what that does. And with a 4, they're going to get AP plus 1, making their weapons AP 2. 4 attacks apiece, hitting on a 4. Oh, I've been fucking this all up.
What?
We're both undead.
Okay.
So that means that guy shouldn't have ran. Okay.
Are we restarting the game?
No, because it's going that bad for me. So again, War Boss Fitz is screwed up and just remembered something. We'll show you in a second. AP2, so saving on a 5. Hey, 3 more wounds go through. Now it's time to attack back. Great weapon attacks. He is fatigued. Still got 2 hits for 2 wounds. 3 attacks there. 3 hits with Head Taker means that the Stalker is going to save on a 6. There goes 3 there. So taking 5 wounds, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time for morale test on the unit for a 4. They fail. And this is what I screwed up. I had been forgetting that we are undead. So the unit does not take any losses, but has to back up an inch. All right, time to go back and do stuff. So over here with this guy, since he is right there, he's good and not pinned. And then backing up to this over here at the beginning of the turn. 2 wounds left on the Screecher. It takes 1 wound. It's got 1 wound left, but it's still there. So that means that the Harvester would charge like this to get his butt onto the objective.
And then we're going to do some damage. 6 attacks on a 4. We got 5 hits, AP 2. That'll do it. Okay, so not that big of a deal. Well, actually a big deal because, because this is something I should know. I built both of these undead armies. Oh, brain hurts. Okay, we are back in the game. We're all going to remember that we're undead, right? Yes, yay. And now the little dudes are going in there. Oh, this is a cluster F on this. We'll just
Go ahead.
Something, just get in there. Just get in there.
Spit and courage.
10 attacks on a 5. Couple. 3 hits, saving on a 4. Take 1, which is going to be enough to take this guy off. Now, last guy's attacks back on a 6. Ooh, 2 hits, saving on a 6. Yeah, so only loses 1. The Stalkers don't have the fear rule, so that's just a tied combat. We're going to leave that there, because that wing is complicating things. So over here, this flying guy, now that he has a new lease on life, he is going to charge into these fiends over here. Feels like he could do something there that he can't do against that flying thing. So the Skeleton Horror has 8 attacks on a 3. 6 hits. Wait. Again, I'm forgetting rules. Wow, this is bad. They have ensnare or entrapment, so a hit on a 4. There we go, 5 hits. I know, I don't drink. I don't know what this is. And my brain's just shut off. It's AP 1.
So I'll be saving on the 5.
So you save it on a 5. So you only take 1. Oh, goodness. 9 attacks, hitting on a 6 because they are fatigued. 8. Jesus Christ. It's still 4 hits. Oh, you're rending too, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh my God. Saving on a 6. I saved 2 of them. Then morale test. And it's good. Okay.
Are you serious?
Here, get one of the little dice. I'm going to make sure. At least we did 1 wound. So the flying beast, it's just going to charge in there. So he's got his great weapon. Yes, he missed the bucket.
Shut up.
Oh, there's a 6. Saving on a 6. Hey, you passed. Rest of the attacks. 1 more. Fail, so it takes a wound. The Butthead attacks back. Nothing. Morale test. Passed. So those guys back there on that objective, they are going to hold. So on turn number 2, I have lost all plot. It seems like whatever plans that I have made up, the dice are just saying, yeah, no. Moving on to turn number 3, let's see if the Ossified Undead can salvage something here. Over here, the first activation. The Immortals and the leader on their squad are going to charge into that Great Fiend. So it's time for the Immortals to attack. 3 attacks apiece, hitting on a 3 with Furious and Rending. There's a couple 6s. So we got 4 6s. That is 4 regular extra hits. And these are saving on a 6. There goes all 4, and then on a 4. And that's going to be enough. Splash! And then they're going to move towards this objective, the 3 inches they get after they overrun. Here in the middle, Blind Betty going to charge in. 15 attacks with the spears. Hitting on a 4. Saving on a 3 with poison. Ooh, he takes 2. Got 3 blast hits. Saving on a 4. Loses 4. And then 4 stumps. 2 hits. Saving on something. Not that. So we lose 2. Morale test for the spears. They're going to pass. But we still lose 6. 5 and 6. So then for movement, that squad of spears, they're gonna try to run past the behemoth, bringing them to there because they are saying that ain't working, fighting that big guy. We got the fiends, they're going to fight that flying skeleton horror, and of course we have train coming in the background. Never failed. That's another running joke, everybody. Is every time I'm out here with the camera, there's a train. Whenever I'm just sitting in the house, there is no train. So you all get to listen to the sound of the Greater Detroit Freight Line.
It's the Polar Express.
The Polar Express, yes.
Disney doesn't own that one, you're safe.
As I get the dice together.
Oh, it's really laying on thick, isn't it?
There we go. Here comes that train.
I am rending.
He is rending, so he hits on a 4. Let's see, we got 2 hits with 2 rending. The 2 rending, that's going to be enough. Splat. Yeah, that's going to shake. Hey, there it is. And there it goes. Yep, more train. So the harvester over on this side of the board is going to go this way. Little dude's going to charge into the... What's he again? Little dude's going to charge into the stalker again. So their attacks on a 5. 2 hits. Save it on a 4. Takes 1. Hitting on a 4. 1. Saves. Oh, Lord. Morale passes. So this guy's down to 2 and backs up an inch. So what? So last activation for the Ossified Undead. This guy is going to back up to where just his toe is on that objective, and he's not going to engage because engaging over here has gone badly. Big flying beast is going to go 16, take off flying over to there. Next activation, this guy is going to go off the objective and charge into the Immortals.
Technically, his tail's on it.
But yeah, technically your tail is on it.
Ha.
Ha. Running attacks on a 3. 2 hits. Saving on a 3. 1 fail. That'll be bloop, that one. And then 2 more attacks, 2 misses. The 2 Immortals fighting back on a 6. We got 1 rending hit. That's going to take a wound. And then the Bone Master on a 6. Ooh, 1 hit. And it fails. Down to 4. Morale test. Morale test. Morale test. Oh, it fails. So time for the undead roll. He takes 3 more wounds. Oof. Down to 1. And backs up. And then over there, those scourges are going to hold, and that is going to bring
I
us...
lied.
Oh, never mind. He is going to charge in. Bring it. So because of the spears, the Guardians fight first on a 6, because they've already fought this turn for 1 whole hit. Fails. 9 attacks on a 5. 1 hit. Saving on a 4. Fails. So, tie. So in turn number 3, the Ossified Undead are kind of have maybe the thought of a perception of a plan. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see what happens on turn number 4. So Mr. Harvester is going to go first this turn. He's going to run forward his 8 inches. And then he is going to give this squad over here regeneration. And that's it. So the Blind Behemoth sees a challenge and charges over. Last attacks from the Behemoth. He got 3 hits, but they are blast, and it doesn't really matter here against 1 target. So that was AP 1, but with Ossified, we don't care about 1 AP. Saving on a 3. It takes 1 wound down to 10. 1 hit. That's AP 2. Ossified makes it AP 1 on a 4. Fails.
That was AP1.
Oh, it's only AP 1, so it does save on a 3. So we are good there. Time for the Harvester. The Mace Arm hitting on a 4. So we got 5 hits. AP 2. Save on a 5. Ooh, he's going to take 4. And then Stomps. 2 hits. Save on a 4. So saving on a 4, he takes 1 more, which means he took 5 with the 2 that he took earlier. He's down to 7. Morale test, which he fails. 5 more dice. So he is down to 1 wound remaining. Woo! So he is down to 1 wound left and has to back up an inch. So over here, this squad is going to wrap and charge this guy. 6 attacks from the Immortals. We got 3 hits, because I'm remembering Entangled now. It's 3 saves. Can't argue with that. And then the Bone Master, 1 hit, AP 2. It's going to pass. The Great Fiends attacks back. We got 2 hits, saving out of 3. Pass. And stomps, 2 hits. 1 fail. So morale test for the bone guys, they are going to pass. Leaving them like that. The little guys charging in again.
I think that was that.
Yeah, it was a 2. Huzzah! Hitting on a 5. We got 3 hits. Saving on a 4. Hey, saved them all. So now his attack's back. 3 hits. Saving on a 4. That's going to be 3 fails. Saving on a... Oh my god, brain not working. It's AP 1, so saving out of 6. It was 3 fails. Morale test. Morale test. They're going to fail. And 3 more go down. Leaving just the 2.
Your turn.
It's not even like late. Okay, this guy here, he's just going to charge right back in, and we get 4 attacks on a 6 for nothing. Then you get 2 attacks on a 6 for nothing. Okay, we just stuck. Just wanted to test out the waters there. The unit of Scourges is going to fight over there with the Guardians. So it's 8 attacks total. Hitting on a 4. We got that many hits. Saving on a 5, and I keep forgetting they're poison, so you got to reroll 6s. So reroll the 6. To a 6, so you lose 3. 5 attacks on a 5. Hey, you got a couple. Saving on a 4. Pass. Morale test. Morale test. And they're going to fail. Undead roll. They're only going to lose 1 more. And because they are all I have left, we're just going to go push right back into the fight. I could go for the Blind Behemoth on 1 wound, but I have a feeling that would go badly. Well, you know what? Things are already going badly. We attack the Blind Behemoth. Hitting on a 6. 1 hit. Saving on a 3.
Thank God.
Now he gets to fight back. 3 blasts on a 6. No. Woo, good. And then stomps. Good. But he still wins combat because he has fear. Crap. Crap. Fail our morale test. 8 for total wipe. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just barely holding on. So then the Fiends, they're going to pile in over there. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, the poking with the sticks. Whiff. Okay.
3 rending.
Well, 3 rending and 1 extra hit. Okay, so. Rending, and regular. We failed. 1. 1. 2, 3. Morale test. Fail. Oh, he's still there. He ain't doing anything, but he's still there. And then final activation of the game. Ta-ta! Smash. Alright, breath attack. It goes off. AP 1. Takes 1 wound. Keep track. 1 so far. Great weapon.
AP 2.
It's going to be AP 4. 1 hit. Saving on a 6. Fail. There's another one. That'll be enough for this. Boom. The rest of the attacks on a 4. 3? 4?
3.
The rest of the attacks on 3. Saving on a 5 until we fail 3. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. Okay, so there goes 4. There goes that guy. And then he should have piled in. The rest on a 6. He takes 2, which means he has 4 left. Now he gets to fight back on a 6. Nothing, of course. So, morale test. Fail. He takes 2 more, which means he is down to 2, and that was the last activation of the game. So, what actually happens here there? So here, contested. Here, contested. Here is Shadow Stalkers. And here's Ossified Undead for the weirdest, most oddball tie that I think we've had in channel history. Everything the Ossified Undead tried to do, the dice just said no. And everything that the Shadow Stalkers did, I guess, kind of worked halfway. So, it doesn't matter. We had fun playing it. So, at the end of the day, the Ossified Undead, if you have better dice rolls than me, you're going to do okay with them. They're a fun army to paint. There are no files from OPR for them left. There are no files from OPR for them yet. So the ones I'm using are from Beastaria Minis. They are the Eternal Legion. They are really cool. A good substitute proxy model for you to use in there. And I hope you guys will like painting them as much as I did, which there is a full painting video on how I did these from primer to the end that I have up on the channel. Check that out if you want. We're going to link it at the end. So that is it for us out here in the garage today. I hope you guys are having a whole bunch of fun playing OPR wherever you are. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.